Hi, friends. I'm glad you're joining me today. I'm diving into a question you've probably heard yourself. How young is too young to start training spiritually? And I gotta say, I hate that question. It's true. Not because I don't want to give the answer. That's not the truth. But it's like, to me, I guess it's like asking, hey, how old should someone be before you start giving them vegetables? Or should we be like 5 years old, 12 years old? Should we wait till they become adults to introduce vegetables to them? It's ridiculous. Or this, how long should we wait to start talking around our children? They might not be able to do it yet. We're not really sure, and so we're just going to keep that part separate from them. Keep that private. We'll keep the talking to ourselves, and anytime we're around that young person, we'll make sure we don't talk until we feel they're ready to dive into that. Whenever we feel is the right time. Crazy. That is seriously crazy. It's like asking, when does an eternal spiritual being start having value in their natural life? And when does their spiritual destiny have any value to us? Yeah, we're probably going to wait. They're eternal beings, so, their eternal destiny doesn't matter yet. It's crazy. I mean, even before this age of accountability, wouldn't we want to equip these young people with the knowledge of God and experiences with God to make a great decision? Isn't that what you do? You don't invest your time or energy or finances into something that you've never heard of, you've never experienced, you're not sure if it's even a real company? No. That'd be crazy, right? That'd be that'd be crazy. You don't do that with any part of your life. You're going to buy a car, you research it. We're going to buy a new whatever. You research it. At least that's what I do. I'm tons of research, not quite as much as my brothers, but I want to know what I'm getting before I get it so I can be more confident that I'm not getting a lemon. Do that with curriculum. I'm going to do a curriculum, so I want to research it. I want to look into it. I'm not just going to get any Hojo thing that's going to teach my kids about evolution in the middle of church. Not my favorite moment, and yes, I did that once. Played a curriculum that taught kids about evolution. Whew. That was a training session for those kids and for myself and for my team all at once. Back to the question though, how young is too young to begin training spiritually? I'd say as young as they can hear. If they're spiritual being, we're three-part beings. I am a spirit, I have a soul, I live in a body. If my body hasn't aged, but my eternal being, the real me, is in there waiting, don't you think we could start investing into that? It makes sense. The part that will live forever up in heaven, why would we want to wait to begin teaching and training in small ways? I'm not saying give a 4-hour service in the nursery this next weekend. What I am saying there are ways that we can begin to help them learn about God, not just the knowledge though, the experiences with God flowing in them and around them and through them. That's going to help them make a great decision. Think about yourself. Wouldn't you have loved to have an amazing children's ministry or youth ministry that helped you experience God in real ways? And so that when the enemy came with this temptation and that temptation that you gave into, that you'd look at him like, no, that's not as good as my awesome God that I get to experience at home by myself, at church, everywhere I go. Wouldn't that have been awesome? Wouldn't you have loved that? So why would we not want others to have that? That's why in Root Bible Academy, we do a preschool class every single week that goes into things like teaching them on the armor of God and what righteousness is. Will they fully comprehend everything? No. Will those seeds be deposited? Yes. Will their spirit receive
the multiple scriptures that we're going to read to the kids? Yes. Root Kidman. That's why we have a preschool curriculum available for the members that goes through things like Holy Spirit and healing and hearing God's voice, key things. Yeah, we're teaching those to 2 and 3, 4, 5 year olds. Why? Because they're spiritual beings. It's so important to get that in them at a very young age. You know, it makes me think about, and if you haven't seen it, go to our Root Kidman YouTube page. I'll put the link in the description of Pastor Willie George sharing about when he was growing up and some of the struggles and things that he had to experience without a church investing in his spiritual growth and the struggles it created and how tough it was and some of the things that he's done to change that in his own church. It's so worth it. And I want to encourage you, it's worth the effort to put spiritual growth first, above events, above entertainment, above keeping them quiet so the adults can learn. It's time to start investing in eternal beings' spiritual lives now. And if you have questions about that, message us. We're here for you. We want to help equip you to grow a generation that's rooted in the Word and ignited by the Spirit. All right. Thanks for joining me. I'll see you tomorrow.